Hello, everyone. I just woke up this morning, and someone who I follow, who I respect, uh, uh, just reached 3,000 followers, and I congratulate her for that. Um, one of the things about how I've treated my page from the very beginning, there's been times um, where I always think about the number of followers I have, or what is it called on Facebook, friends I have. Again, I started my Facebook page um, in 2007, and my Instagram page in a few years later. Um, by that time, uh, the habits that I already, and the way of thinking that I already had started on Facebook were basically the same way I started to treat Instagram. Um, First of all, Facebook only allows you to have 5,000 friends. Unless you have a special profile, which you only can have if Facebook allows you to have it. I'm not sure what it's called, a celebrity profile or something. So first of all, you're limited to how many friends you can have. Um, Going through the process of growing my Facebook page, I guess you'd call it. Um, you know, when I first started my Facebook page, they didn't even allow they didn't even have groups yet available as an option, or business pages as an option. That was several years later. Um, so what I want to address here is the number of friends that it shows on your page and the number of followers you show on your page, because you sometimes you see people thinking they reach a milestone of 3,000 followers, or some number of friends, and and that's exciting for them, and I understand that. Um, but also there's a different way of looking at it as well, and that's the way that I'm looking at it. Um, Another thing about Instagram, the whole use of the 24-hour disappearing videos, I never even knew that even existed. I never even understood that for the longest time. I still don't even understand exactly why people do it. What they post disappears. Again, it's a way of communicating in some way. It's a way of not cluttering up their permanent photo album on Instagram as well. However, by the time I started using Facebook, or however, I had used Facebook for so long, and I'd been using Instagram without even, I think I even started using Instagram before they even had this. I had so many pictures already posted that it didn't make any sense for me to go back and erase them. I mean, the thing is you can set up your Facebook and Instagram page where you have very few photos, just because you're concerned of only having the best, absolute best photos there, so that people can see what's been going on in your life, either recently, or if they take the time to go back, scroll through a few hundred, few thousand pictures, they can see what's going on in the past. So again, in a way, this I'm not criticizing the people that do it their way. I'm just explaining my way. Um, I'm a single guy and I want to share my life. So I shouldn't have to limit myself because I'm worried about because I'm worried about limit myself in how many pictures I share, or what I post, because I'm worried about how most people do it, because I'm not most people. And the way I've come to handle my Instagram page is to have a scrolling feed of what's going on in my life, so that people can actually follow what it is I'm actually doing. And it's another train of thought. It's another way of approaching it. It's not wrong. It's just different than what a lot of people do. Again, because I'm a visual artist, and I'm a single guy trying to show my life, and I think in many ways I'm a good example of how to do it in a way in which you're free minded, in the sense I'm free to try to show my life, show what I'm interested in, show things that I think about without worrying about other things that could come with that, worrying about whether or not the pictures that I have in my Instagram photo album are the best, whether or not people can go back a month, 2 months, a year, and see my pictures. So I have a contrasting profile compared to most people, because most people are very concerned about the image of their photo album on Instagram. I'm not concerned about that, to an extent. Same is true on Facebook. Like I said, when I started using Facebook in 2007, I already had created this way of thinking about it to not worry about, because you reach this when you start doing Instagram and Facebook, you reach this point where you're worrying about what you're showing on your page, because you think you need to do it this certain way to get more and more friends. And in a way, it limits you. It limits what you can post. It limits what you can share because of this fear you have. And again, you're being controlled by fear. And I think we're taught many times in life not to be controlled by fear. It's one of those things you see in quotes all the time. So, it's something that's playing out because we're all new at this. There are still people joining Instagram. There are still people joining Facebook. Now, let's just say I were to completely delete my accounts and start over again. Well, what's the point of that? I could do that, but then I lose all my pictures on Instagram, or I lose all my pictures on Facebook, I lose all my pictures on Instagram. You see, eventually Instagram's going to have to allow us to go back and easily scroll through all our photos, because as we continually, our photo albums will get so large that most people won't have the time to go back a year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years and see their photos, and they will want to. So it will become a need in the future, is the way I see it. So I feel like I will be able to go back in the future and look at my pictures on Instagram. And if not, oh well. I also share my pictures on Facebook, and Facebook does allow that. They have the options where you can go back and look at look at your pictures from the past. So I just wanted to address that because it came to my mind this morning. So that's all.